Well, I'd like to welcome you to Current Teaching Practices, Teaching Leadership's 850. My name is Dr. Kent Runyan. I'll be your instructor for this semester. Whenever I went to a graduate course, when I took one, the first day I always wanted several questions answered, and so I'm going to try to answer at least the best I can these 6 questions. How do you get around the course, navigate this online course through Canvas? What texts are you going to be using? How much it costs? Who's the teacher as a person? And what am I really going to be doing in this course? How busy will I be? How do I get an A? Because that's really what I cared about the most. And is there anything I'm going to learn that I can really use in my life? And I really did care about that later on as I began teaching, because I realized it's not the grade that counts, it's what I'm going to learn from that class. So is there anything that you're going to take away from here that you can actually learn? So I'm going to try to answer these questions for you as we go through this short introductory video. The very first one is, how do you navigate the course on Canvas? You'll notice on the left-hand column you'll find there will be 8 or 9 different little clicks that you can click on, and the very first one is the home page, and it will take you to a page that looks a little bit like this, and it's going to give you everything that you need to know to be successful about the course. Talk about what you'll be doing, the text you're going to be using, the instructor. So look it over. Homepage will also, at the top, as we progress through the course, will have your announcements as they appear. You can click on those and you'll see all the videos, the pictures, and the like. Sometimes you'll get it by email and you can't see the colors and the videos, the things that are posted in its entirety. So check out the announcements on the home page. The syllabus page is where you're going to find an important piece of information, the syllabus. Actually, you'll find a very short intro to what we'll be doing, and then right here you can either download it by clicking that, or you can read the syllabus as you just scroll down the PDF file. Underneath the syllabus you're going to find all of the support services and policies, PSU. By clicking on that you can find so much more, and even has links that you can take you to for even more information. Below that, you're going to find my contact information, and there'll be several places in the course, but also all of the different assignments that you're going to be doing. The announcements page is your third, and it will list all of the announcements. You can also access them there. They're going to provide all the important information that you're going to need to do well in the course. For example, a typical announcement will look like this. It will first provide you feedback on the previous module, then it will overview and give you instructions for the next one, and then usually end with a motivational video or a humorous cartoon. Sometimes I ask you to respond to those. On the fourth area in the course, navigation system, you click on modules, and that'll be where you spend most of your time. All your modules will be listed there for you. It contains, and each module contains all the readings, videos, and assignments that you're going to be doing. If you just click on one of these, you'll find it opens up, and there'll be everything that you need to know, including the drop boxes for the assignments. So this is where you spend most of your time. The very first thing that you're going to find in each module is the Things to Do page. And in this page, it will give you the objectives that you're going to be looking at to this module, because this is an OBE class, outcomes-based education class, where I'll cover and test to all of the objectives that we say we're going to learn, both upper and level, and both upper and lower level objectives. But anyway, the activities will be listed. You're also going to find a motivational video at the end, which is the soft curriculum. It's worth your time to watch. You're also going to find a navigation bar up at the top of the things to do page, which keeps track of the things that you do. There'd be more things in the module that you probably could cover in the time you're given, but you can look over as much or as little as you want, but it does keep track of what you look at. There will be required videos in each of the modules. On that page, it'll give you an overview of what you should look for in the module. You click there and you can play it. They run from 20 minutes to, I do have one that's quite lengthy. It's about an hour, but it gives you a ton of information. You can stick whether you can watch it in pieces, or if you get really tired at night, can't sleep, you might use it as a sleep aid. If you forget something, you can always go back underneath this video. You'll find all the slides with no narration to them. So you got a shortcut if you don't want to listen to me. You can watch the various supplemental videos on different pages. They're going to be listed as background videos or website resources, and again, the navigation bar keeps track of what you look at and all. Again, you don't have to look at it all, but I do tell you, give you suggestions. Why don't you view this one? Why don't you view this one? Maybe not the next one, and so forth. So give those a look-see if you have the time. There'll also be some articles that we're asked that you read. Again, it will say view for those ones I definitely want you to look over. There's places where you can click on if you want more information on those articles, but it will help you do the activities in each of those chapters. The activity drop box will be found at the bottom of the module. You have usually two things as drop boxes: the assignment drop box and then the discussion board drop box. On the assignment one, it will give you the directions. What you're going to do is click on the file, and it will download it for you, and it will look something like this. It'll be a Word document, and you just type in your answers. When you're finished with all the answers, you just submit it. For the discussion board, you're going to have at least 4 questions that you can choose to write about, and underneath there, you'll just write your answer to that discussion, and then you respond to 5 others. It's simply a length of all of the postings and the discussion. So when somebody responds to you, why don't you respond back and maybe get a discussion going. The 5th area will be listed the people that are in this class with you on that page. You're going to meet each of these in the first discussion board, and you're going to find many of you will be in a cohort group, so you know one another. And in that first discussion board, we're asked that you kind of give a little brief history about where you're teaching, if you are teaching, what grade level, subject, number of years, and whatever you want to share with us about your family or children. I'm going to share a lot about my grandchildren. And then one true and false statement about you, anything that's novel, unique, or exciting to help us remember you. We'll try to guess those in that discussion page when you introduce yourself. In the first part of the course, we're also going to have a Zoom meeting where we're introduce each other and see what you actually look like and sound like, and at that time you can answer any questions to me, but it's a kind of a fun time just to see what everybody else looks like, and I'll be sending you a Zoom invitation in the first week of the course. The second item that I always want to know about, how much my tech's going to cost. Well, this one's free, and free, you got to remember, sometimes it comes with, it's not so cool, but it's free because I wrote it, and it's not, the most professional book you're going to find, but it gives you all the information that you're going to need to do well in the course. You can find the book and download it if you want. Right there, and that website's also found on the home page. If you like to have the whole book, that's fine. But all the text chapters are also going to be found in each chapter, so you will not have to download the entire book. So in each things to do, underneath each things to do in each of the modules, you're going to find the chapter that you need to read. So you won't have to download it. The third item that you want to know about, a little bit about me. So I do provide an introductory video that's humorous about my life as an educator and person. And if you want a more serious academic background to see the things that I've done, you can also find that. Those will all be in the first module. One of the things I like to do is ask them true and false questions about me. So as you watch the video, so see if you can answer those questions once you watch the Life and Times of Kent Runyan. But here's all the contact information. If you do have a question, just call me on my cell. I may not answer it the first time because I wouldn't recognize your number, but I will call back when you leave a message. So another way of reaching me is either email or through the Canvas contact system. So 3 different ways. Don't hesitate. I don't find any question stupid. If you've got a question, make sure you call me or contact me. Well, what am I going to be doing in this course? Well, this is a 3-hour course that I've taught for almost 3 years, and it changes every year because we've seen an evolution in what we do. But we're going to apply research to effective teaching and talk about the art and science of teaching, the methodologies and different perspectives. So we're going to try to transfer almost everything you do in the activities will be reacting to or transferring the science or art of teaching to your classroom or your teaching situation. In the assignment area, you're going to be doing actually 6 things, really only 3 major ones. You're going to be looking at 9 different modules with the chapter readings, activities, and questions. So we'll keep you busy responding to things, applying them to your classroom and the like. And you'll participate in 8 different discussion boards over a bunch of issues. There'll be 4 in each of those 8. So you're approaching 50 different discussion topics. You'll take a final exam, which we will do a STAD review sheet for you as a class. We'll come up with a cheat sheet to take that final exam. It will be all the lower level objectives of the course. It will not be a secret. You know exactly what you're going to be asked. In fact, you have a cheat sheet for it. So there's no reason you can't do well on that. But there are the low-level questions which I'll try to apply to different situations. You're going to take a course quiz as soon as you finish this video to make sure you're on the right page as far as all of the assignments and the requirements that you need to complete as we do this semester. And then you're going to do an instructor evaluation. Tell me what I need to do to get better. And to end, you'll take a teacher's oath, which I feel kind of summarizes this course. Well, how do I complete my assignments? First of all, you've got, as we said, the chapter activities. You're going to read and review the different module material, and then you'll be asked to do 8 activities. And they're mainly finding things, doing things, reacting to things. And one of the questions, you're going to come up with a maxim of your own that summarizes the module or the text in your own words. Excuse me. Also at the end, the very last thing that you do is a quick read. These are a series of hundreds of articles divided by topics. You choose 5 of them to read in each of the chapters. They are 5-minute blogs, quick reads that are either blogs or research synopsises or short articles, and you react to them in one sentence of how you might use that idea in your classroom. Only one sentence. And there's just hundreds of topics, like for this one in classroom technology. Uh, you won't be able to read them all. You're just not going to have time. But you can look through the titles and you can find one that really sounds like if you'd like to use gaming in your classroom, how you might use gaming in your classroom. You would react to that. These are all found underneath the module. For example, in week 6 and 7, we're going to look at active instruction. So there you're going to be having probably 40, 50 articles on lesson planning, 40, 50 on technology, and you choose what you want to respond to. But that's probably one of the strongest parts of the course is all the material that's provided for you. They will look something like this. They're usually 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 pages. We try to keep it to 5 minutes. When you want to click on something and go and find more information out, you sure can. But it's a myriad of sources. When you get finished with all your material in that module, you want to submit them. Again, what you're going to do for the activities, chapter activities, you download the format, you fill it in, and then you just hit submit, and it will tell you that it was turned in. So then I'll get it. On the discussion boards, you will respond to 1 or 4 questions, as we said. Everybody will get to read your post and respond to it. You will get the same. I want you to respond up to a minimum of 5. A minimum of 5. When you write your paragraph, again, I suggest a minimum 3.8 paragraph to where you're going to write a topic sentence, then give us 2 sentences on the first thing that you've talked about in this activity. The second thing then will be your 4th and 5th. Your 6th and 7th sentence will be your 3rd one. And then your last one's your conclusion. When you're asked for a position or asked to explain something, that's a good format to use. When you respond to somebody, again, I'd like for you to use, as you did in Trends and Issues, a 3CQ format where you compliment that person on the idea that they wrote about, that you agree or you disagree because, and then you might expand the thought, what else could be thought about here, and then ask them a question, well, have you ever thought about this? So you could have additional questions. And then you get cold. The 3rd item that you take is a final exam, and since this is an OBE or structured course, the major objectives are listed for you in the things to do and on the syllabus page, and they will form the final exam. These questions basically, and the objectives will be listed for you in the stat activity, and we will make a cheat sheet for it so you know all the information. We'll study a wide variety of ideas, and so to show mastery over the objectives, you're taking a 50-question test at the end. And to get it prepared, like we said, we're complete as a community activity, as a stat activity, where each of you will write about 2 or 3 questions, answer, get the best cheat sheet you can, and we'll have it completed for before the test so you can use it as a cheat sheet for the exam. Lastly, you'll take some small items. You'll take a course quiz as soon as you finish listening to this tutorial on the course, which will ask you about the requirements, and then I just want to make sure we're on the same page. And then at the end, you're going to evaluate me and the course to make it better. What could we do to make it better? What topics should I add or subtract? And then you'll be asked to takes about 4 minutes to watch the teacher's oath. You're kind of check off that you agree. It's kind of corny, but it is what I believe professional teachers should believe and do. To get evaluated, everything that you submit to me, I will read. I'll use first a rubric to evaluate it, and I'll give you a detailed narrative on each of the things that you've said, provided for you. Because if you spend the time to do it, I'm going to spend the time to read it. I will give you feedback. If you don't do well on something, you can always resubmit it if it's an activity. The discussion boards, if you don't make the time limit, you're just kind of out of luck. So make sure you participate in all the time limits. But on the chapter activities, if you kind of mess up and go the wrong direction, you can always redo it. So if you do your best, I'm going to do the rest and make sure you understand this stuff. And lastly, is there that question, will there be anything that I'm going to learn in this course I can use in my life? Well, I'm going to let you be the judge of that or ask you that at the final evaluation to see if there's at least one thing that you're going to add to your course. And I'll bet you it'll be a little bit more than one. Well, some piece of advice just to make sure you do well. If you're going to be late in submitting assignments, all you got to do is email me. Make up a good original excuse. I like creativity, but life happens. I understand that. So if something goes wrong, just tell me about it. We will work out something, make sure that it comes out right. Attendance is taken by submitting things on time. Also, Canvas is really good about tracking what you see, what you do, and the times you spend doing it. So I know exactly where you've been. It's like Big Brother. But if a time goes by without you contacting me, a whole module goes by where you don't turn in anything, you don't contact me, you've just kind of quit, you may be dropped from the class. So make sure that you keep up with your class assignments, because that's how we take attendance. One of the things I've learned with graduate students, you're all got a job, you're all got a family. A lot of times life gets in the road, but find enough time to be able to complete your assignments in a timely manner and read the things, see the things that you need to do. So set up enough time, because discipline is usually the key factor of whether or not you do well in this course. I will expect you to be professional as you interact with other students, because we're going to see different views, different ways of doing things. So be constructive, be reflective, be honest, but be respectful as you interact with people in the course. So basically, the course revolves around, first, to summarize, in a module cycle, you read the announcements first, make sure you're going to be doing the things correctly. Then read the text, because it's going to give you an overview of almost everything that you're going to find in the activities and discussion boards. Then visit all of the videos, websites, and other supplemental videos and articles, so you've got a good background. Download then the activity template for that module and see what the discussion board questions are. And then read some of the quick read articles that will give you some background information on the things that you're going to answer and respond to in the discussion board. And then third, you post your activity and your discussion board position, and then especially a day or so early, so that others can respond and you can respond to others before the timeline is due for the position for the discussion page. So it builds upon reading and watching and analyzing and responding to issues and trends, and I have a great time with it. I love to read your responses. Nobody's going to be the same. We're going to have a myriad of responses, and I have a fun time looking at the different things that you're going to explore and what you think is effective teaching and what you do in your classroom. And I have a great time with it. So I hope you do too.